كما ذكرت في ذاك الوقت كان عمري أنا.
As I mentioned, back then I was 19 years old or so when I started to realize just how much oppression there was in Syria and the wider region. The Palestinian Intifada had a big impact on me psychologically. I felt the need to learn, and I read a lot about Damascus and Syria, the incredible depth of its history and the great civilization it represents, as it is the first city known to humans. I often walked through the alleyways of old Damascus, and I could feel history speaking from every corner. But at the same time, I could see the state of the country and the appalling way that the former government was running the country. I felt pain for the burden that Damascus carried, and how the regime was abusing Syrian society and this ancient city. I believed that this regime should fall, but at that time, we didn't have the means or the experience. So I decided to go to wherever I could gain some experience. This was at the same time that the Americans were preparing to enter Iraq. There was a strong Arab and Islamic reaction against what the Americans were doing. So I had two reasons for going there. First, I saw it as an opportunity to learn and gain valuable experience by witnessing a total war, so that I could return to Syria and benefit from the knowledge I would gain. Secondly, I was driven by the passion and youthful spirit I had to defend the people of Iraq from occupation. You may not understand that, but you have to remember that I was a young man then, and I had a particular mindset. So I went to Iraq and worked with various different groups. Eventually, these groups, one by one, started to shrink and merge into Al-Qaeda. And that is how I found myself with Al-Qaeda.
And tell us about the life in prison.
In Iraq, I was put in prison early on. I was sent to the infamous Abu Ghraib prison, where people were being tortured. Then I moved to Buka prison. After that, I was moved to Kropa prison in Baghdad, and finally to Taji prison before being released. So during this tour of prisons, I got to know a lot of people, and I was myself becoming more politically mature. So I came to see that there was a big difference between what I stood for and some of the ideas that I